Hello, my beautiful fountain friends. Welcome to Creepy Nibs. I am the Countess, and I have another one of those big old paper-filled ink reviews to do. Because I had another one, but I still don't know what I want to say about it. So we're doing this one. Goose, Poupon. Excellent name. I don't think I have an ink with two funnier sounding words put together. So yay. Hell yes, love that. I have it in this 38 milliliter bottle. This is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, but I hate filling from it. That they sent me. I did not pay for this with my own money, but they didn't say anything about reviewing it. And that was like 2 years ago. So, my opinion is my own. It's not, not sponsored. It's just, I was going to say not sponsored, but funded, but that's kind of the same thing. That's information that I will share because it is a thing that is relevant. All right. So here we go. Oops. Oh, look at that. You can see that in the background. All right. So here we have Goose Poupon. Here's this watch. You've seen it in the thumbnail. I have a little bit of, I think that's Algonquin maple. Something like that. They got on this card. But it's gorgeous. Look at that. It's like a brown, but like a mustardy kind of green. It's super disgusting. It is an absolutely gross color, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like very strangely beautiful. It's like kind of like gold, and then there's this like deep brown there, and those brown halos, and then this kind of like yellowy, greeny doodad. It's amazing. I don't know what this is called as a color, but I like it, and it's very nice. Some comparisons. Here it is with Pilot Iroshizuku Inaho. May she rest in peace. They are remarkably similar. Like, you could substitute them, I would think. I need to write with Inaho more to like judge performance and stuff like that. Inaho is like ever so slightly cooler. There's barely a difference. They look even more identical in person than they do on camera. It's kind of stunning. Except this one has like bigger halos. This is like very confined. It's very structured. It's a structured halo. We like that. That's cool. Love this. But they're really good. Yes. Very close. Good stuff. Next. This is Sailor 50 States, Georgia. Is very different, but I feel like they could be related at some point. And this is a lot more green. This one has a lot more gold in it. This one has that rusty sheen that I love so much. It's darker. Both very pretty, very weird, gross colors. Here is Diamine Tobacco Sunburst, which something about it just like got me when I was flipping through my coloring card. I'm like, hey, these are like kind of comparable. This is like the green version of this, which is more orange. But I feel like they're related as well, but more distantly than the previous. This is like your sister-in-law. And this is you. You are the Goose Poupon. I don't know. Is that making sense? Am I rambling like an idiot? Whatever. Here it is. Very different. I just figured it's something a lot of people have tried. It was certainly one of the first inks I ever got. This is very interesting. But they're nowhere at all the same. Like, they're not related. They might get married someday, but they're not related. Here. Another ink that I believe has left us forever is the Birmingham Gunpowder Tea. The yellow that's underneath all of this green is not coming out the way it should. But they could also get married. Like I think they might like each other. It's very cute. But yeah. In case you've seen that and you want to know what that looks like. But seriously though, the Inoho, it's so good. It's so good. The Inoho comparison. Also Inoho the ink, but as far as things I have that look like it. And I don't have a bottle of Inoho, but I have a bottle of this, so whoop. Happy fun. Chromatography. Let's pop her down. I'm gonna zoom. Oh, I kind of don't really like that. Oh, that's grainy. This is not the Blair Witch Project, okay? But here is the normal way, where you just write the line, put it into water, let it go do its thing. This is amazing! It's a whole ass rainbow. Almost. There's no purple. But there might be some purple in this gray down here. This is like a darker gray, and it goes up into a lighter gray. It's not quite, it's different from the white part of the chromatography paper. Oh, I don't have enough juice in my throat for that. But then there's like this pink. You see that? Can you focus for 1 goddamn second? Thank you. And then there's this just nice orange, and then into yellow, into green, into blue. Like, whoa, whole ass rainbow. We love that. I guess that's why it looks like such a disgusting color, because it's just all the colors mixed together. Whoa, camera, be nice, please. Please. Okay, and here's the one that I let dry, that I did last after all the paper test stuff. The dots seemed way darker at first, but now this is dry. This is not. Whoa. But now they seem kind of the same. Is that better? Just a little darker. Oh my god, the exposure. Please cease that at once. Here we go. It goes up. Same thing. Except this orange might have deepened up a little bit. It's that same pink into yellow, orange, green, blue. Amazing! Super cool. We like that. We love cool chromatographies. Yeah, well, okay, we'll do the heavy stuff, and then we'll get to the paper. Here's the bleach test that looks really cool. The 1/3 bleach solution, as you can see. And it like stuck around with this like dark gray. It's really interesting. And then, it's just like pure ink here, and then over to water here. So it doesn't do a whole lot of crazy stuff with water, but it still looks really pretty. But yeah, like, that's pretty dope. Hell yeah. Also, my handwriting is like super dope here. I don't know what was going on with me when I did this, but like, mwah. Thank you, past me, for actually doing something right. We love that! We love a lot of things in this video. Alright, there's the doodle I did. It's not very good, but, I threw it together. It's fine. This is based on a piece of art that Florence Welch did that's in her book. Right, this one. Where this is just like this drowned woman in the ocean, but I don't know how to do water. So, yeah, and there's all these just like people on the shore in poses. And I fucking love this song so much. It's been my jam the last, like, forever. So there we see where it meets the water. I was just pointing on the screen, Jesus Christ. It's this lighter. Maybe that's... Nope, never mind. They're still not even close. But it's a lot more green. And then you get this gold, and when you really layer it on, it's like this deep brown. And there's the bleach again, where it's like thickest. It like kept that gray color. Fascinating. Beautiful. That was vaguely out of focus the entire time. Why aren't you working? Thank you. But yeah, it's dope. I'll show you the original just so that you can judge me. Oh! Yes. All right. Irrelevant, but I need to share my love of Florence and the Machine. Ugh! Paper tests. Rambling. It's not even the Penergy rambling. It's a different kind of rambling. You're not here for that. You're here for the Penergy. So here's the Maruman Mnemosyne 80 grams per square meter paper. It's fabulous. Ooh, pens. Hold on. Pens. Pens used. Gotta go over that. Getting ahead of myself. Alright, so here I got my little rickshaw kitties. Very cute. I have the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Extra Fine. Love this thing. Yes. Yes. I don't think I've done a video on it yet. Or had it in a video or anything like that. But yeah, I have this. It is a thing that I have, and it's fantastic. I am vaguely obsessed with it. We love that. Let's look at that nib. Let's look at that nib. Let's look at the nib. Oh my god. No, there. No. No. Sweetie. I swear to God, if you won't let me look at this nib, I'm going to have a hissy fit. You see all that pretty ink on the nib? Makes it pretty colors. Love that. Nib creep. Creepy nibs. This is Pilot Kakuno with a medium nib. Why did I do that? But yeah, it's great. It's a little drier than I was expecting. I don't know why. I think it's a nib thing and not an ink thing. We like that. That's a good pen. Wow. Wow. Why are you doing this to me? Okay. This is the PENBBS 480. Oh my god. This whole not focusing business is going to drive me nutty. This is the Nyangao. It's amazing. I love it. I want everything ever in this acrylic. Something like that. Whatever. But this has a Nemosine broad nib on it. It is bananas, but you can like see through the tines. But it still writes fantastically. But it is super wet. It's very, very wet. It is amazing. I love it. It's juicy, juicy. So that's the precursor to the next part. I started already. Anyway, Maruman Mnemosyne. Look at that shading. Look at that shading. That's amazing. And you even get a little bit of that extra fine. It's not much because it's a Sailor extra fine, you know. But there's, like, you can see a little bit where, like, the letters meet up. The ends of words. And then there's the Kakuno medium. Also excellent shading. It's all lighter up here, and then deeper all the way at the bottom. And then printing is probably always going to shade the best. But that's still really nice. It's really nice. But then that broad. That broad. Look at that. Look, that is amazing. That is fabulous. That is brilliant. That is disgusting, and I love it. Look at that. It's that nice, like, weird green gold kind of dealio. Still more of that, shading all over the printing and that extra fine, which is really nice. It's gold nib, so it's kind of soft, but it's not soft. It's just softer than a steel nib. But it's still hard. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's the pilot. That shading there. Shading all over the place. It's really fucking good. Look at that festering. This pen really liked that word. We will find out later. But look at that. That's amazing. It's amazing. It's almost like the shading looks like it has a purpose. It doesn't seem like random. I mean, like these lines. But like, holy shit, look at the variation. It's so good. It's so good. Took 17 seconds to dry in the extra fine, 19 seconds to dry in the medium, 25 in the broad. Really good dry times. More of that shading. There's no sheen. But it might have a bit of little I don't know about a dual shading quality. It's like this orange, kind of pinky brown under this part. You can kind of see it. See what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So here's the water test. The broad, extra fine, medium broad. Again, all the dots stuck around, which is pretty cool. It leaves behind this like gray, which is likely what we saw in the chromatography. See that? Yeah. So it's pretty water resistant. It's not good, but it's definitely better than bad. I have seen way worse. It does not immediately wash away. You can absolutely still read that. See all those dots stuck around? Read everything there. It's a little better on camera, obviously, because it always is. But, yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome sauce. We love that. Here we go. Oh, no bleed except for in the water test and a little bit coming through in the swatch. But that usually happens because piling a lot of ink on there. But writing is totally, you got nothing. No ghosting. None of that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I stab you too hard? It's okay. Clairefontaine, 90 gram. Amazing shading again, all over the place. Like, hot damn, look at that shading and that extra fine. Like, can you deal? I can't. I cannot deal. It's amazing. We're in that violet. That K. The printing. I mean, the broad, I don't know, if you're anything like me, that like broad writing was just staring you in the face the whole time and you couldn't even read. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's so deep and dark and those halos. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's really good. Spoiler alert, I really like this ink. It's fantastic. Flow was excellent. I didn't have any issues. Any issues, not one, the whole time. And sometimes I usually do have issues. Oh, wait. Well, I am going to say I had to prime the feed a couple times when I was I was doing the swatches, but that like sucks the ink out of the pen. So, yeah. Just a full disclosure, you know, because we need that. But still, I didn't have any problems with the actual like writing. It's so good. Oh my god. Festering again. Nailing it. Fucking sublime. I love it. 7 seconds to dry in the extra fine, 18 in the medium, and 29 in the broad. Again, pretty good. Pretty good. Less than 30 seconds on Clairefontaine is actually really nice. Oh, and look at the, see all the paper fibers there? So it's like, looks like it's covered in like hay or something. But hell yeah, water test again did pretty good. You're not gonna like lose anything as far as being able to read what you wrote, but it's just like the color's gone. But you can know what it said, not how it said. So yeah, that's also dope. On the back, it wants to almost ghost here, but it's actually kind of nothing. It's just because I had light coming from behind it. But yeah, it didn't even bleed in the water test, didn't bleed in the swatch. Nothing. Clairefontaine's usually good about that, though. I keep jabbing the paper. I don't need to do that. I need to be nice to the paper so it does not betray me in the future. There's too many, they can form an army. Here we have the Rhodia, 8 gram. Oh my god, why is this going on so long? Anyway, look at all of that juicy goodness. Scrumdiddlyumptious shading all over the place. Not as much shading in the extra fine, but it is like, doesn't shade, but it's darker. The broad is excellent. There's still a bunch of shading, but it doesn't seem as prominent as the other papers. It took 9 seconds to dry in the extra fine, 16 in the medium, 21 in the broad. Water test again, pretty excellent. That medium looks a little sketchy. It seemed to take away more than it did on the other ones. But yeah, still completely legible. And on the back, we got another little bit of almost bleed in the printing of the broad. Poke through a little bit in the swatch, just some dots. And then in the water test, it didn't really do much. It just kind of dyed the back a little bit. So yeah, pretty dope. Like that. Good stuff. Ooh. Here we have Tomoe River, 68 gram per square meter cream. This is, of course, the old stuff. And as expected, it is breathtaking. The shading is so pretty. Oh my god, can you hold something steady for once in your goddamn life? But yo, so good. So good. So good. That broad, though. I love it. Not as much in the cursive on the extra fine as there has been previously. Still a nice bit in the printing. This was a joy to write with. Oh, look at that and the way that just the N. Ooh. Nice and faded. Hell yeah. 12 seconds dry in the extra fine, 17 in the medium, and 32 in the broad. Really awesome Tomoe River dry times. Hell yes. It's so good. It's so good. And look at this just black halos here. I went under the paper. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Look at that there. This really kind of like sucks a lot of the brown out of it. Here it is next to the white. You can see the colors. Just the tone of the colors change a little bit. It's really, it really suits this this color. A cream paper, you know. Water test, excellent, absolutely excellent. Did not slide away immediately. In fact, it looks even better than the Rhodia. like significantly. It's way more clear. It didn't like fuzz out a little bit. That's so good. That's so good. And we get a little bit of something trying to poke through in the back, in the big swatch. That happens. It didn't even really come through in the water test. It just kind of got a little wrinkly there. But yo, hell yeah. Excellent. Tomoe, I'm not going to be able to say that the whole video. Tomoe River, white, 52 gram per square meter paper. The old stuff. Also, excellent. Look at that. Look at those, the halos in that P. The halos in the Mnemosyne. Still not as much shading in the printing, or in the cursive, but at the end of the year there it got a little darker. This was also really nice. That C is like half and half. A little bit of shading in that medium. Really good. Festering again, stealing the show. Really nice. 10 seconds to dry in the extra fine, 22 seconds to dry in the medium, and 30 seconds to dry in the broad. This broad is so wet. This broad is so wet. Oh, I just said that. Duh. Yeah, usually this goes farther. I think it went farther on the other papers. Anyway, there we go. We get that black halo again in those super dark parts. Water test again did really good, but this one looks more brown than gray. Maybe it's because the green paper eats the brown. So that was kind of interesting. It's like a totally different color. But it's still not bad. You could definitely pick that up. On the back, we got a little bleed. It's kind of bleed. It's like bled through half the paper. It's starting to bubble up underneath. And that swatch. And the back turned this like kind of yellowy brown in the words. So that was weird. I don't know, but that's a thing that happened. Love that. Goose Poupon. And here we have HP Premium Laserjet 32 pound paper. I despise writing on this, but I include it because I know a lot of people are instructed to get it. You're not going to get bleed through most of the time, but this is also ridiculously heavy paper, and I hate it. I would never want a notebook of this. I would rather gouge my own eyes out with this X-Acto knife. But that might be a little bit too easy. Anyway, still get really good shading. But the lines aren't as crisp. It's like a little bit of fuzziness around these letters here compared to these letters here. But I've had worse. It's nice that it still has the shading, even though it's pretty absorbent. Dry times were suspiciously long, from what I remember. 6 in the extra fine, 10 in the medium, and 21 in the broad. The swatch doesn't really do a whole lot of interesting stuff. You don't get any of those halos. It's just kind of shading, you know. But water test did a really good, like really, really good. Absolutely can pick that up. It's super good. The only time we got any kind of bleed was in the very, very end of the swatch. That same kind of orange, like popcorn, butter, orangey yellow, came through in the words. And a little bit in that broad. Yeah. That broad water test. But still, it's not bad. It's not bad. I have had way worse inks perform on this paper. And now we have the worst of the worst. The absolute worst paper I've ever used in my whole life. I'll be sad when I run out of it because it's so bad, and I need to show you the worst of the worst, and this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I don't think you want to use this on cheap copy paper. Or maybe your copy paper is at least a little bit better than this, but it's garbage. This is so bad. But look at all that. Well, let's compare it with the... go with the 68. I like that one a lot. So. Look at that spread. It just explodes. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. But you still almost kind of get a little bit of shading. It's trying. It's doing its best, but it's doing really bad. Oh, man. Oh, golly jeepers. No, thank you. This was hell to write on, especially with that extra fine. I just was like, oh, shivers down your spine. No, even festering can't save this one. It dried instantly in the extra fine, less than a second in the medium, and 1 second in the broad. That swatch, I hated it. So I only did a little one. It's not as big as that one because I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I'm doing it for you, the things I do for love. But look at that. Oh, that water. Oh, it's so bad. It like dyed the page and like exploded. It was really gross. It was like a note you found in the sewer. Oh my god, look at all of the bleed. All of the bleed. Everything bled. Even the extra fine bled. Like what? How do you do that? How do you accomplish that? How do you bleed through with a sailor extra fine? I don't get it. But like, it's horrific. It's okay. It's okay. She's just a bougie girl. That's why we just gotta deal with it. Here we have Best for Last, Midori MD Cotton paper. My favorite. I have no idea what it weighs. There's no information on the package. If you know, tell me. I think it's different from the regular Midori MD paper, so keep that in mind. It's got 20% cotton fibers, so it absorbs ink a little bit. It's got a nice texture. You can kind of see it there. You know what I mean. That is what very tiny. Yeah, look at that shading. Shading everywhere, all over the place. I still kind of get those halos and those deeper letters. Look at the P! Look at that. Come on. This was a joy, of course. Always is. This paper's amazing. I love it forever. I wish it came in notebooks, but I've only ever seen it in tablets. But it's fine, because I have those. I can make a notebook, but I don't care enough to better myself and learn how to bookbind. So, yeah. I mean, I do care. I wouldn't say I didn't care if I didn't care. Anyway, the shading is real good. Dry times, also pretty good. 9 seconds in the extra fine, 13 in the medium, and 26 in the broad. And there we go, those black halos that we had back at the Tomoe River. Oh, now this really shows the difference. This is very, I don't want to say it's rosy as far as like off-white papers go, but it's kind of rosy. So there's cream, and that's the Midori, and then, get that out of here. And this is the white Tomoe River. It's like in the middle there. But yeah, it's a different like hue of cream. It's very good. It's very nice. I love it very much. Hell yeah. And water test Again, did really good. They're super good. Alright, and on the back, we've got an attempt at ghosting here, but it does not succeed. It's just light coming from behind it. And there's another attempt at ghosting in the swatch and a little bit in the water test, but that's it. Super good. So it's not just because this paper is absorbent that it's so bad. It's because it's literally cursed. Gee, do I have anything else? Was that everything? Well, overall, super great. Love this ink. Thank you again, Ferris Wheel Press, for providing it to me. Sorry for ghosting you. But yeah, hell yeah. Yep, nope, that's everything. That was fun. I hope you had fun. This was fun. I love you. Punch Nazis. Goodbye!